You know it's bad when I'm in my studio and I even forget like where I put the camera. I'm the one that set this stuff up every week. All right, just need to do one more thing here. All right. All right. So welcome everybody to HHG Live. Doing this every Monday. For the foreseeable future, we might change it up a little bit once summer gets here because schedules and everything, and live events are starting to happen soon. So, but right now, every week, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the YouTube channel. Uh, Make sure if you have any questions, comments, anything, pop in the chat. I'm more glad to answer them. And we're going to get into a lot of stuff this week. How's it going, Yo 7P? How's it going, my friend? I will be getting to my thoughts on Jimmy Valiant's wrestling retirement coming up. I didn't forget. I actually have that written down. I want to talk about that. That's going to probably be a little bit of a bulk thing because there's a lot I could say about the boy. And hello, beautiful. My wife right now, Cyndi, she's getting ready to do some paleo with a group of friends of hers that they do every Monday. So that's the reason why she's not set up in here with me. She's got her own setup, and plus, she's working on Stray Kids stuff and everything. So she's doing her thing. I got this here. So let us go on ahead and begin. We're going to get into some gaming news. A few things happened over the weekend, including a big thing that happened over at C2E2. So let me go ahead and bring that up right now if I can. Let's see here. Can I do that? Yes, there we go. All right, so first up, Palworld has a card game coming out from Bushiroad. It got debuted at C2E2 this past weekend in Chicago, and this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Because with this one here, I'll do this here. With this game, uh, it does have a lot of comparisons with Pokemon. And so it's basically an offshoot, like second cousin twice removed in the third marriage uh, from Pokemon. But the statement comes out Bushiroad is proud to announce the release of a brand new trading card game based on the world of the global hit title Palworld launching on July 30th, 2026. That means we're probably going to see a good amount of it at Gen Con this year. And I know, let me actually move the camera a little bit because right now, there we go. Actually, I just moved me because I have that where I have that screen there. Was blocking my face. All right. So since it's coming out on July 30th, that means we're probably going to see it at Gen Con this year, um, which will be very interesting to see how that goes down. See if they do a big to-do at Gen Con, since Gen Con is one of the biggest conventions in North America. Will they just have a small setup? Who knows? But we'll find out. This game is a two-player competitive card game where you can enjoy strategic and tactical battles through deploying various unique pals. Players fight alongside their pal companions, gathering resources and building bases as they aim for victory. These adorable and dependable pals will utilize their own unique traits to lead you to victory. Team up with your trusty pals and experience the thrill of overcoming formidable enemies through this exciting trading card game. Alright, so with this one, I'm very interested to see um, how it's going to play out. Bushiroad does have a really good track record of card games between Future Card Fight Vanguard, Future Card Buddy Fight, Weiss Schwartz, a lot of different ones. And yeah, Weiss Schwartz is one of them. But they have so many different titles, and they do a really good job of maintaining a good group of players. And it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. I'm very intrigued by it, so hopefully that'll be one I'll be able to check out at Gen Con. Still haven't gotten confirmation if I'm going yet or not for True Dungeon. I'm just hanging loose a little bit on that because a lot of things can happen between now and then, but still tentative plans on going this year. All right, so the next one here. Last week we talked about Altered TCG and how unfortunately it is no longer continuing in the form that it currently is in physical form. But they actually just updated on their site. They are releasing the last two sets, Roots of Corruption and Never Ending Journey. which is pretty cool. If you have not had a chance to play Altered TCG, right now is a good time to pick it up, because one of those games where you can just have it as a standalone fixture, whether you can get the starter decks. I found a couple boxes super cheap online, so I'll be busting these open, souping up the decks, and we'll be having that during our playthroughs for our TCG tussle starting in September. But they have two new sets coming out, of course, online only. Uh, they'll be doing stuff with Board Game Arena, trying to get that going for them. They got digital services that'll soon be sunsetting, but they're going to try and keep all the storylines and everything online as well. Uh, they also have been doing a print on demand, which I thought was pretty cool. You get to scan your collection, then if you want to get the foil printings and all, you just order it through them, which I thought was really a cool idea. But they'll be doing that through mid-April, uh, end of April, so we'll see how that goes. But of course, they'll have the cards, the art, the lore, all that stuff. And it's cool that they're going to be able to try and maintain the game through that way. Uh, because there's a lot of times where you have a game that goes away and they just go, oh, that's it, we're done. Uh, but in this situation, it's very cool to see a company who wants to make sure their players can still continue with the game and be able to play it the way they see it now, but also be able to play it in digital form and everything. So it's very cool to see that they're still wanting to maintain the mythos of Altered, but just having to go a different way about it. Some companies do that. A lot of companies unfortunately don't, but communities can still make sure to keep a game alive. Actually, a prime example of this is Raw Deal. Raw Deal ended in 2008, and it was a great card game, but unfortunately, circumstances had to where they can no longer continue. And there's a group called Team Canada Online that has been able to maintain Raw Deal to this very day. They do digital sets, they do tournaments, they do all the sorts of cool stuff for the game, and it still maintains a really good popular base to this day. And maybe some point, some company might just be able to get the rights somehow to the mechanics of Raw Deal and maybe bring it back to life. I mean, who knows? I would love to see it. If they did, chances are that's a card game I'd pick up. But that's what they're doing with Altered, so I'm glad to see it's going to continue on in some form or fashion. But here we'll definitely be playing it on TCG Tussle and some other games as well. Like I said, pay the boxes, pay the playmats, so make it look nice when we play it, and just have a lot of fun with it. It is a really cool game. Being able to just explore different areas and have your hero and companion come together. It's definitely a whole lot different than what we see from any other card games out there, where you have to take life totals from X to 0 or gather lore. So it's pretty cool to see that. All right, next up, I spoke about Gen Con. We're going to talk about Gen Con a little bit right now because it is 121 days away, and it is usually about that time I start talking about it. So, but with Gen Con, so far, you can get your badges if you want to go ahead and go to Gen Con. They got all the badges ready to go. The housing situation has been a little bit different this year because at first a lot of the housing sold out, but then a lot of it opened up. Most likely it's due to the state of how everything is going in the world right now. So that might be the reason why we're seeing a lot of fluctuation between what people are going to be doing for Gen Con or if they're just going to be saying this one out. Um, if you're on the fence about it, like I've said before, you can do like I'm doing and just go into it volunteering for somebody if you're able to. Because if you're able to get like a hotel out of it, badge out of it, um, try to help keep your costs down and just go and enjoy the event. Like, there's going to be plenty of ways to pick up some freebies. There's a lot of giveaways they do, demo versions of games, things of that nature, and just go and enjoy it. That's what I'm planning on doing this year. This year will not be a spending heavy trip. We'll pick up a few like cool games if we see them, or when we see them. There's always cool games at Gen Con. But we're going to try and do that and do it with True Dungeon and be able to share some stories from working with them because I've had a blast with it last time. So, but also this year they announced the 2026 charity partners, which is Immigrant Welcome Center and Super Heroine. So let's go ahead and open this up. because I'm really glad they're doing this, because every year they do such amazing work to get stuff going for charity, whether it be they do blood drives, which I think is really cool because they have it set up at Lucas Oil Stadium. You get to see the field where all these gamers are, so you get a great view while you have a pro vampire taking your blood. Uh, but every year they do card holla, they do all sorts of charity. They do a charity auction, which is amazing, a fun time, and a lot of other events to raise money for these charities. So let's go over it. So first off, we have the Superheroines. Is a joyful and inclusive nonprofit organization that uses the power of fandom to fight for equity, equality, and representation. I don't know why I said equity. Is it equity? No, equality. Yeah, I'm still a little bit tired. This weekend got me at the casino. So we gather superheroines in safe environments for empowering events, fostering educational opportunities, and inspiring creative change in their communities. As activists, we attend local, regional, and national conventions to discuss representation in the media and provide tools and support for superheroines to be agents of positive change. The superheroines have strong momentum around community and fandom based empowerment. Our programs are ready to evolve from community engagement to leadership to activism development. Our strategic vision is to cultivate women, underrepresented genders, and youth leaders in the TTRPG and other fandom communities across the country. Our future programs include Role for Representation, in which shared leadership is learned through play. Play with Purpose, which teaches facilitation and activism skills. Youth Advisory Board, which advocates for youth leadership and action. And Girls Who GM, which encourages more women and girls to the head of the table. So it's pretty cool that that's one of the things like that's. I'm glad that Gen Con chooses a lot of these organizations that try to make a positive impact, and not just in their community, but far bigger reach. Because if you're able to make an impact in your community, those people that are impacting the community can go and impact others. So I think that's pretty cool. And me reading this, by the way, Cyndi always gets on me for not reading. So if I could do this, I might not be reading a book, but I'm reading the internet. So, got it, babe. Let me actually get a drink here, and we'll continue on. And if you have any questions or anything, please just pop them up in the chat, and I'm more glad to answer them. And if I'm going too fast, please let me know. Like I said, this weekend was something else at the casino, so going on a little bit of sleep, but pretty good. All right, so the other one we have is the Immigrant Welcome Center. Founded in 2006, Immigrant Welcome Center is a nonprofit organization providing comprehensive immigrant support, community integration, and advocacy based in Indianapolis. As we celebrate our 20th anniversary in 2026, we look forward to continuing our work as a trusted partner and advocate for all immigrants. We support immigrant neighbors and community partners by providing programs including English and citizenship classes, naturalization clinics, training and presentations, and more. We offer unique volunteer opportunities, including natural helpers, trained individuals who assist immigrants as they transition to life in Indiana. Both these are really well deserving charities this year for Gen Con. Go to Gen Con's website to find out more. You can click on their links if you want to support them that way. Or if you're at Gen Con, do like I'm going to do. If I'm at Card Holla, I'm chucking coins to take down a bunch of buildings. If I'm able to go to the charity auction, I'll definitely be donating there. I see something just popped up in the chat here. How's it going, Lance? Good to have you in the chat. Appreciate it, my friend. Glad to see you. All right. So, a few things before I get into the main thing, which is talking about wrestling for Boogie. So, this past weekend, I went to my first actual local card show, which was something else. So, I may or may not have bought a bunch of Pokemon cards at the card show. It was a small show, wasn't nothing big. They had about 70 tables set up, and it was mainly baseball, football, racing, things of that nature, but they had some Pokemon vendors. And the first vendor I came to had a plethora. of Pokemon cards, and I'll post the picture of it in the description of this video when we're done, but also post it on Facebook. It was a lot. It was a playmat, Surging Sparks lunchbox. It was 4,000 count boxes of cards, and it was also 3 fat pack boxes. And no, there wasn't any major cards in there. But the thing is, for somebody who's just now starting to get back into collecting Pokemon, I'm going to be using some of the cards to build decks to feature on the channel, just for fun to have some great games with and all. And it was great to pick up, and it was only $30, which surprised the heck out of me. So you'll see that on the YouTube page. You'll see that on the channel soon. So speaking of on the channel soon, like I said earlier, picked up a few boxes of Altered TCG. I'll be doing some unboxings for that. We just recently posted a unboxing video for a Perfect Order booster bundle, the newest set for Pokemon, which was really cool to open up. Uh, I said before, Pokemon, it got me back into card games. I played Magic for a while since Fallen Empires, but for a period of time, I got out of Magic, and then Pokemon came around, and now I started collecting Pokemon again. But I'm not trying to go out and get a bunch of sealed, because that's a whole different can of worms right there. But I just buy singles, stuff I like, and so I went to the show, picked me up some singles, and if I can pick up a booster bundle or a few packs every now and then, I'll definitely do that. But also, coming up on the channel, we picked up Alestrals. I was able to pick this up, picked up through Amazon. I'll probably pre-order some of this stuff from the site itself. Uh, I've been always intrigued to see how this goes, because it's 2 decks ready to go, but also 4 booster packs. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about Alestrals, so we'll be seeing that on the channel soon. Working on the Elegant TCG video, should be up in a couple weeks. And I am working on the Gates of Crystalia video. That one, with being an RPG, is a little bit more of a challenge to do for a video, but I'm going to do it because I want to, like, the game looks amazing, and plus I'm already working with cards anyway, and now I have an RPG where I can have a 52 card deck to basically run as the way to do combat and everything, instead of what I'm used to having, which is a bunch of dice. But we got that going on behind the scenes. We also just recently put up the second round, or second match of the first round, for our Dice Throne tournament, which is going to be changed. We're no longer calling it a tournament. It's going to be the HHG Challenge Series, Dice Throne Edition. Uh, that way we can have a little bit more fun with the title and everything, and we had some suggestions for it. And I figured this would be a great way to promote it. So starting with the second round, we do those videos, which you should see those coming up soon. That's going to be referred to from this point forward, instead of the Dice Throne tournament. It's the HHG Challenge Series, Dice Throne Edition. Let's see here. I just saw something pop up. Yes, Lance, so I can agree. Lorcana Riftbound, by the way, I need to get into that game. At least try it out. It looks like a whole lot of fun. Lorcana, I tried it. It was one of those that at the time wasn't for me. I will always give it a shot, but I do have a few cards because um, I'm always a Disney fan, and they're now putting out stuff for uh, Rescue Rangers. I bought the playmat for Rescue Rangers not too long ago, so I'll probably be seeing what singles I could pick up for that. But yeah, as far as collecting Pokemon, getting sealed product has been a biggest pain in the backside, unfortunately, and a lot of that's because of scalpers. Um, and I actually have seen it to where some places are trying to mitigate how scalpers do their shopping, because they would just go to Walmart and grab everything, but now most places are starting to keep behind the counter. But scalpers will come in, they either have connections at the store, or they'll have multiple members of their family go in, grab it, and then they'll just go ahead and resell it for 2, 3, 4 times the amount. The interaction I've had with the Pokemon community, though, has been like, as far as people wanting to play it and wanting to collect it, has been a positive one up here. And there's an event coming up. It was Collector Palooza, April 17th through 19th, and we'll try to go on one of those days to check it out. And get more of a bigger feel for the Pokemon community, I was able to talk to a few vendors. And I pick and choose which vendors I go to because I pick up singles. Like I said, if I could pick up some stuff at MSRP on occasion, I'll do that. But as far as what I want to collect, I find the singles, I'll pick it up that way. Because I'm not going to try and hunt around and get a bunch of booster boxes and stuff like that and try to get what I want. I would rather just get the singles I want, which, for example, Destined Rivals. I'm picking up cards for the Team Rocket characters and their Pokemon. And I have a majority of them, and it's not costing me much to do. I think the most expensive one I picked up was Team Rocket's Mewtwo, which I think was like $19. But that's been about it. Everything else has been like $5, $6, $7, stuff like that. And I'm not going to go for the major Uber $3, $4, $500 cards. Like that's not what I'm going for. It's just something I want to collect and have fun with, and that's what I've been doing. But unfortunately, because of scalpers, it could definitely make it a more of a toxic environment if you're trying to buy from with them selling it. Because I've seen a good example of this. I did see somebody on Saturday go to, or Friday, they went to Best Buy. Because I went there because I just wanted to go check, see what was going on. And of course, there was a line. And a lot of the people that were in line wanted to get the product. But there was a few guys up in the front with their friends who bought everything that they could. And then they immediately went to the show that I went to and started selling the stuff for 2, 3 times the amount. The people that do that, that's on you. If you want to do that as a living, that I'm not a fan of. Now I've seen people buy the product like for smaller stores, and they'll buy it and then they'll maybe do like a little bit of a markup, so they do the hair of a product, the hair of a profit on it, but they want to still make sure the players can get a hold of the product. Something like that, I'm okay with, like buying, like getting a booster box, or let's say a booster pack. Booster packs are about $5. They charge 6. Okay, I can understand that to a degree. But I've also seen people buy packs for $5 and sell them for 10, 15. Why? You're just taking advantage of what people want. It's the ultimate in supply and demand, and that shouldn't be that way. First and foremost, these games are to play, and there's the collectible aspect about it, but you shouldn't try to capitalize on people's FOMO and have them just worry, oh, I'm not going to get it because this person bought it all, but I can buy from this person, even though it's 3 times what the MSRP is. And I've never really liked that at all. So I can definitely see the reason why that's you have that feeling about it being toxic to collect. So my advice to you, if you do get back into Pokemon, or just in any of the games, especially like Pokemon, One Piece, because One Piece has the same issue now thanks to scalpers. Focus on singles. Just get singles and do your research where you're going to get the singles from. And I guarantee it'll be a lot better time being able to get what you want just from getting the singles. Because there's always that chance you want to. There's always that chance you want to get something really big out of a booster pack. It's like buying a lottery ticket for us gamers. The older people, I say older, I buy lottery tickets. What am I saying? But a lot of people buy lottery tickets to see that they can win something. Or people go to a casino and they try and win that big amount of money at the card games. For us TCG gamers, we get booster packs and see what we can get just for the heck of it. But for Pokemon and One Piece right now, it is a bit of a daunting task because it can be really expensive if you're going to try and find sealed product. So if you get to collecting, I highly suggest singles be the best way to go. Magic, I've actually been doing that, but that's because Magic products gotten so dang out of hand with how much they charge, especially because of Universe Beyond and everything. I will find if I found a really good deal on a sealed product on it, or a commander deck, like I was able to find the commander deck for TMNT for $45 from Collector's Emporium up in Noblesville. And the MSRP on that's usually like 70. And back in my day when the Commander decks first came out, they were $29.99. So being able to find a one for Universe Beyond for under $45, yeah, I'll definitely pick that up. But just do your research. Luckily, with the way everything is right now, you can do your research on the internet and find out the best way to get your singles. And if you're lucky enough to get product MSRP, definitely do that. So, all right. Now, man, I went on a tangent. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. So, uh, with House Hedge Gaming, we have Elestrials coming up. We have Elegant TCG. We have Gates Crystalia. We'll be doing some unboxings. We got the Pokemon unboxing. And we have the final match of the first round for the HHG Challenge Series, Dice Throne Edition, coming up this Friday, and it's myself against Crystal. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a preview of who's going to be playing what. I'll be playing, in that match, the Alchemist. Crystal is playing Loki. I have played her several times when she's played Loki. She's got that character down pretty good. For her being a new player, she picks up on stuff a whole lot. For me, I'm still going to miss stuff, but the match we had was a lot of fun. It was the first time I played the Alchemist, and hopefully you all will enjoy that coming up this Friday. So definitely check that out. We post it. And thank you to everybody who has seen all the other videos so far. We're just getting started, and we're going to have a blast with it. All right, now for the big thing I want to talk about, because Yo7P asked me about it earlier this week. And that is this man, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. He is retiring from the ring completely at age 83 years old, coming up this April, the 25th in Lancaster, South Carolina. I wish I could be there for it, but you know what? I've had the honor and privilege and pleasure to get to know Boogie. And I'm very fortunate that his wrestling camp was in Charlottesville, Virginia, literally down the road from Roanoke. Like most wrestlers, he has had multiple retirements. I think he was trying to shoot for Terry Funk's retirement record, because he has retired from Virginia, North Carolina, West Virginia, Tennessee. He has picked and choose where he was retiring from, but he would say he would never wrestle a match in that state. But this is his final one. And at age 83, it's still something else to think that that's going to be his last match. And he's able to do it. He's able to do the old school stuff, because old school, you are able to do so much with so little, and everything. So I'm going to, let's see. I'm just going to read this off real quick, and then I'll get this little screen off because I need that little screen off. So, all right. The Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, is ready to dance one last time. Valiant, a WWE Hall of Famer, will have his final match on April 25th in Lancaster, South Carolina. Valiant will step into the ring at Boogie's last dance for NAWA Championship Wrestling. The 83-year-old wrestling legend has not wrestled since September 23rd, 2023, but he will return to the Squared Circle one last time next month. Yes, this will be my final dance. I retired before, told you. But this is truly my last dance. Valiant said in the statement by press release, "I'm honored to hang up my boots after 62 years of pro wrestling. I had over 15,000 matches. I was one of them. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And drove 6 million miles on U.S. highways, plus flying getting to those matches. I want to dance down the aisle to my theme song, Boy from New York City, one last time, to make wrestling in 7 decades from 1964 to 2026 a reality for me," Valiant added. "We are honored to have this moment be a part of the NAWA. This will truly be a historic evening," NAWA promoter Michael Elliott said. Tickets are on sale and can be purchased. Let me go ahead and turn that off there. So, answer your question, yo. how do I think? What do I think about Boogie's retirement? Um, it's something that it is hard for a wrestler to give up being in the ring. I can say that from experience. Um, because being in the wrestling ring or being out in front of any type of crowd, it definitely can um, just give you this big rush of excitement and adrenaline from the moment your ring music hits to the moment you walk back through the curtain. And you just have that feeling of entertaining, no matter if you're a bad guy or a good guy. And you're going out there and doing what you love, accomplishing a dream. Because there's a lot of people that don't just wake up and go, you know what, I want to be a pro wrestler. There were Sundays I was getting up and go, you know what, I wonder if I'm taking a chair shot today. Um, but with Boogie's wrestling camp and getting in the ring, it's really hard to get out of it because you're always going to get bit by the wrestling bug somehow. And with wrestling, since a lot of it is exposed to this day and age, because back in the day when Boogie was wrestling in the 60s and 70s and early 80s, people believed 100% that was legit. And they did beat the living tar out of each other. They did bleed. They did pay the price. They did sweat. They cried. They everything. Because they made it to where you believe them. And they put their bodies through so much in different ways than what wrestlers do today. Wrestlers today, they do the flips, they do the dives, they do all these fantastic moves. Back then, they did so much more with storytelling. You can go back and watch some of the moments. WWE actually put out some really good documentaries on wrestling companies and wrestling stars and all. And you can just see the difference about what it is then to what it is now. Prime example of this was with Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair when they were going through their big feud. At one point, the Andersons and Flair jumped Dusty in a cage, broke his leg, and there was almost a riot in the arena because people were going like, how dare you do that to the American Dream? And if it wasn't for that cage, I guarantee you Andersons and Flair would have definitely been in deep trouble that night. They would have fended off best they could. But wrestling back then, they took its toll. And even though it did, they enjoyed it because it was something that they wanted to do. But it's hard to retire from something like that. It's like if you retire from a job after 40 some years, 50 some years, and they go, okay, you're done. And then you go like, but I want to keep doing it. With wrestling, it's different. Because with wrestling, since everybody knows now it's a violent soap opera, best way to put it. As wrestlers, we know the outcome of the match. We know if there's a key spot or two that they want to have in the match. But as far as getting to that destination from when the bell rings to the bell rings, it's on the performers in the ring. And they will do whatever it takes to get that story across. Now, for me, being a big guy, we would always do big guy versus little guy, where I would just be somebody that they couldn't take off their feet. And then when they finally did, the crowd would cheer, everybody would go crazy. Um, and for me, being 40, getting ready to turn 43 this year, I probably still have more time wrestling, but I had to give it up for now. Do I miss it? You dang right I do. I always loved wrestling, and wrestling gave me so much. I got my wife. I was able to meet my wife through wrestling, and I got a wonderful woman in my life for almost 16 years now. And I've been able to make some great memories from it. And one of which is wrestling against Jimmy Valiant. And this is the reason why he can wrestle at age 83 years old. because he's not going to do any major bumps. He did one that surprised the heck out of us, and I'll tell you about that story in a little bit. But we were doing, it was myself, Cyndi, and a few others that were doing a drive, and we were going to a show, and I get a phone call, and it's Boogie online. He was like, "Hey, brother, do you got your gear, brother?" And one thing Boogie always told us, bring your wrestling gear. If you're going to a show, you can help set up, introduce yourself to the promoters and everything. And if they got a spot for you, you got your gear, heck, you can get on the show. And he called me up and he asked me if I had my gear. And I'm like, yeah, I got my gear. And he was like, good brother, I need you to wrestle me. And I'm like, excuse me. Because originally he was supposed to go against the original Shanghai Pierce, which was Phineas Godwin. Yeah, it was Phineas, I do believe. I know it was one of the Godwins. But he couldn't make it for some reason. So Boogie was like, hey, I want to wrestle you. And I was like, cool, we could definitely do that. And when I got there, we started talking about the match in the back. It was the easiest match I will ever do in my life. 100%. And if I can get the video, I have the DVD. If I can find it online, I'll definitely post it somewhere so y'all can see it. But in the match, basically, I was trying to show um, I think the cats are trying to get in. They're zombies. I'm in deep trouble. Um, so in the match, I was basically trying to show Boogie that I was in top-notch shape, which I am. It's round. But I was trying to show him I was in top-notch shape. And what we did is that first off, I was doing calisthenics. I was doing toe touches. I was doing jumping jacks. I was trying to do push-ups and everything, do some squats. And the fans were just eating it up because Boogie wanted to beat the crap out of me. I kept getting in the ropes. And I was like, no, hold on, old man. I'll deal with you in a minute. And we went through, and that place was going crazy. It was going nuts. And then at some point, I got Boogie with a punch to the gut, and he fell over, and he just started holding his gut because it may have felt like a ton of bricks just hit him right there. And the fans started booing. Fans were hating me. And then he started boogieing up, and he started shaking, he started dancing, boogie woogieing, gave me a couple of punches, got me in the sleeper, and before I could pass out, I hit the referee, causing a DQ, because I did not want to pass out to an old man put me in a sleeper hold. Fans were cheering for him winning, booing me because I cheated, and it was the easiest match I ever did, because we did so little, and we told a story. And I think that's unfortunately something that gets lost this day and age in the pro wrestling world, is that they tell stories, but sometimes they're too dang complicated, and why just do something simple? I think the best story WWE ever did was the whole thing with Cody Rhodes. It actually ended up being probably at WrestleMania 40 one of the best WrestleMania main events that they've ever had in a long time. But there's a lot of stories now. It's like, storylines are, okay, sure, no problem. And then on the independent circuit, you don't really get to see that too often. Not like GCW or anything like that, but I mean like just any of the smaller companies. They do more of the flips and dives, which if you're able to do that athletic stuff, by all means, have fun. But tell a story with it, in my opinion. You're going to get that instant gratification from the cheers for that moment, but you want them to remember the whole match. You don't want them to remember there's just one moment. It's like, what else happened in that match? I don't know, but he did a dang dive, and that was pretty cool. Give them a chance to, like, know what's going on and to see what you can do in the ring and tell a great story about it. And that's what I was always told. But then you also have a lot of deathmatch wrestlers, and I will never be one to say, oh, it's wrong to do death matches. I did a hardcore match. I did hardcore matches. Death matches this day and age are not my cup of tea. When you bring out boatloads of light tubes and weed whackers and turkey carvers and all this other instruments that are just, for me, a lot more over the top. But for the people that do that, you got a lot of guts. I will never do it. Even if somebody tried to pay me for that, I could not do it. So the people that step into the ring, one of them is actually from Train of Boogie's camp, Angel Metro. She's making her name on that circuit, and I hope that she does well, and I hope she doesn't get seriously hurt. That's the biggest thing, is that kind of stuff. A lot of things can go wrong, and granted, it can go wrong in a wrestling match too. But when you add all that kind of plunder and paraphernalia and everything, it amps that chance of shortening your career or causing a major injury go up a lot higher. So for anybody that does that stuff, all I can say is be safe about it. And just keep in mind that you want to have a long life of pain free and everything outside of it. That's my thing, because I've seen several things where people do those kind of matches and unfortunately spots go wrong, and thankfully they are okay afterwards. I think one of the most famous ones was Nick Gage. He went through the ropes and they had like light tubes and everything. He went through and he got impaled and he died. I shouldn't say that on YouTube. He was no longer with us for a few seconds when they were doing a chopper ride to the hospital, because it was during one of the big deathmatch tournaments. But for me, that kind, not my cup of tea. But for the people that enjoy it, I'm glad you enjoy it. I hope you keep enjoying it. I just hope the people that are doing those kind of matches stay safe and do their best to be injury free. I think the most I've ever seen for death matches, like I reference back old school death matches with like Terry Funk, Cactus Jack, the FMW stuff, because they did a little bit more theatrical with those death matches, like the exploding barbed wire. Like they would have the barbed wire strung up and they have explosives, and all of a sudden somebody hits, and there you go. But to go back to the Boogie thing, and I know I do tangents and all, but with Boogie being 83, he is not going to go in there and do a lot of moves for his last match. I don't know. They haven't said if it's going to be a tag match. If it is, cool. He'll get in there. He'll tag, do a little bit of like some punches. I'm predicting the end of the match will be a triple sleeper, and all three of their opponents, or whatever, two opponents, whatever they have, will all go to sleep. And I think that would be the fun way to have him end his career. He's not going to do major bumps. He's not going to do any big falls or anything like that. The one time he did was, it was years ago, Shawsville, Virginia, and it was Boogie teaming with Ivan Koloff. And unfortunately, at the time, Ivan Koloff was not in the best of shape. They were going up against Sean Christian, who was one of the top trainers at BWC at the time. And in my opinion, he should have been in a major company. He was that talented. He was good on the mic, but he was better in the ring. And I can't say enough about him because he was a great trainer. But it was him and Donnie Dollars, and they were doing a tag match. Ivan was taking the heat, and there was rumblings throughout the day that Boogie was going to do something that we never knew he would do. And they're doing this match, and we're all watching from the back. There wasn't camera set up. We're all just like huddled around like these two entrances. We had the entrance for the good guys, entrance for the bad guys. And I was over there at the heels, of course. And we're all watching this. And then Boogie breaks out for the first time ever, the Boogie Cutter. He does an RKO on Sean Christian. And all of us, everybody in the audience popped for it. All of us in the back were just jumping for joy. We're like, he did a cutter! Like, we lost it. And that was the first time I've ever seen him take that kind of a bump in a long time. And it was so cool to see that. But it was that one moment in that match that just got everybody. After a buildup of everything going on with Ivan Koloff getting beaten down by these two young bucks, and they're beating the crap out of, not young bucks, not Matt and Nick, But these two young guys, they're just beating the crap out of him. And then Boogie gets in. He's hooping. He's hollering. And he is beating the crap out of everybody. And then when he breaks out that Boogie Cutter, that place exploded. And it was a simple story. So when he has his last match, it'll be a simple story. It'll be a man who has wrestled through 6 decades. A man who has seen pretty much everything, who has reinvented himself over and over again, whether it be in a tag team with his brother Johnny, whether it be as the boy from New York City, the king of like the self-proclaimed king of Memphis, having a great feud with Jerry Lawler, being the leader of the street people in the NWA. Jimmy Valiant's done a lot. And I cannot thank him enough for having the school in Charlottesville. And I can call Boogie my friend. And I've had people ask me this. I'll say this right now. So people keep asking me, especially at work, they keep going, why do you keep calling people brother? Or why do you call somebody sister? Or why do you call somebody friend? I say brother and sister because it's something we did in wrestling. In the locker room, it was like, hey, brother, how's it going, brother? Hey, sis. And because we're family. And I call people friend outside at work, at casino, and like all over, whether it be at a card show or anything. And I say friend because there's the way the world is right now. There's a more need for friends, and more need to be more positive than ever before. And if I can, somebody goes, hey, how's it going, man? I was like, hey, my friend, how's it going? How's it going? All right, friend, how's it going? I just want to say it to put a little more positivity out there. So, but I think Boogie's match when he retires, one, hopefully this sticks at 83. But two, I think the people down in South Carolina are going to have fun. And it's going to be a big time. There's going to be a few tears shed. I know Boogie's probably going to shed a couple tears because he's done it for so long. And it's probably just time for him to hang up the boots permanently. Even though he has boots tattooed on him, he actually said when he died he was going to have his wrestling boots on. He's got tattoos of wrestling laces and boots on there. So, but if Boogie ever watches this video, which I doubt, but if somebody wants to let him know, to the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, thank you for everything that you've done in wrestling. There have been so many people that have been influenced by you, and there's been a lot of great wrestlers that have been trained by you. Wrestlers on the independent circuit right now, like Bellamy Koga, Mike Mars. You've had some great trainers come through, like Showcase Rick Kelly, Scotty Rocker, Scott Rains, Sean Christian, Versetti, Frank the Tank Parker. You have mainstream stars like Heyman Adam Page. And then you help this big boy live a dream for a while. And I got to work with you. I had to work on the same cards with Bobby Eaton and members of Demolition and Matt Hardy and Hurricane Helms and Ricky Morton. And I have so many memories of wrestling. And the best thing of all is that I got from is sitting at her table playing Paleo right now. And it's because of BWC and because of Boogie. And so, Jimmy Valiant, thank you. And I wish I could be there for your retirement match, but I know you're going to give them hell, and I know it's going to be a fun time for everybody there. And I did not mean to start crying on a dang stream. That's a first. But yeah, so that's I think that, like I said, it's really hard to get out of wrestling. And it's really hard. It's different stages of it. Like, if you have to step away from wrestling because of injury, you're injured, you have to heal up. If you step away on your own accord, or you step away because of something comes up, it's one thing. You do want to get back in the ring, but time might not allow it, or you might not be able to do it at that point because of one reason or another. But I think the biggest thing, though, is that for especially wrestlers who adapt the style, they can still go. And they finally get to a point where their body goes, you know what, guy? You know what, lady? It's time to stop. I think that's the hardest one. Because your spirit still wants to do it. But your body says it's time. Relax. And I think that's what's happening with Boogie. 83 years old. Heck of a run. It's time to chill. And I know some people go, some of the old timers, they hang in there because of they didn't save up money or anything. And yeah, unfortunately, that's true. Boogie's not one of them. Trust me, I've been to the camp. I see where he lives and everything. He's definitely had money. And yeah, he does sell merch. He does, like, of course he's going, it's a wrestler. Like, wrestlers, we always sold merch. We'd sell photos, everything we could to make a little extra money because most of the time, especially independent shows, you got paid a hot dog and a handshake. I got paid that about 3 or 4 times. But yeah, Boogie retired at 83. Uh, I hope he's able to have many, many years ahead to be able to just chill and relax and to watch kids go to BWC and watch them live out their dreams. Because he definitely helped this big boy do it. All right, so that's my sappy part for the day. Um, but we're going to end the stream here for this week. Make sure to join us next week here on the channel, again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely chime in anytime I'm on stream, and I would love to take any questions. Actually, I'll stay open for a couple more minutes. We got a few people in the chat. So if you got any questions you want to ask real quick, by all means, please do. It could be anything gaming, it could be anything wrestling. Boy, that was quick. All right. So you have Joker artwork behind you. Do you collect Joker figures from like McFarlane Toys? If you do, or if so, did you see their new release of the 1989 Joker? Okay. So I have a couple of the DC Universe ones. I have a couple of those off to the side. Can I? Am I going to be able to do this? So I got some over there. But I did not see the one for Joker A9. You know what? While we're here, I'm still got this window up. I'm just going to do this. And see if I can actually do this here. There we go. So let us take a look at this real quick. Because you mentioned Joker A9. I've always been, if it's I'm taking that is the Jack Nicholson Joker. And if that is Joker 1989, yeah, McFarlane Toys. All right. Oh, I gotta order that. And 100% I gotta order that. Oh man, God, that is so good. And so pre-order comes out May 2026, 34. Yeah, that's getting ordered. Just dropped at GameStop. I might have to check out GameStop tomorrow. I was just in there yesterday because I went to pay off a couple of pre-orders that I had. I might need to go check out their toy aisle. Because, yeah, that just looks so good. I think for Jokers, so real quick, like you saw, I got Joker stuff everywhere. I've always been a fan of villains, no matter what it is. So like for comic books, DC especially, it's the Rogues Gallery for Batman. In Power Rangers, I was a huge fan of the villains. I always liked. I actually do this here. There we go. For the villains, I always enjoyed uh, Rita, Zed, Goldar, Scorpina, Ivan Ooze. Even though he was in a sub, like not the best movies, but the character I really enjoyed. But I always love villains. That's the reason why I collect Team Rocket for Pokemon. But as far as Joker goes, I always enjoy watching the 1989 movie and seeing Jack Nicholson's portrayal um, as a classic mobster type for Joker. I think Heath Ledger did a great job as a anarchist uh, version of Joker. I think we'd have a different DC universe if he didn't pass away. Um, don't get me started with Jared Leto's. Uh, and Mark Hamill will always be the voice of Joker every time I read a comic. Because Mark Hamill he puts such an iconic spin on Joker's laugh and his voice and everything. But Jack Nicholson was amazing as the on-screen portrayal for the big screen outside of Cesar Romero, 1966 Batman, which I enjoy the campiness of all that stuff. Every single bit of it, I got the entire collection on DVD. Because that Batman with Adam West and all was so much fun to watch. But when you got Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as Joker, I thought that was just so well done. And like, yeah, thank you for pointing that out to me. I get paid Thursday. I'll be placing the pre-order. If they have it at GameStop, I'll pick it up at GameStop. But I think that's really cool that they are able to make that. So I got a few of the ones, the Jack Nicholson pop figures up there for them. But I don't have that figure. So thank you so much for pointing it out, Lance. I greatly appreciate that. Um, but yeah, if there's anything else you want to ask real quick, we got a few more minutes. When I get off here, Cyndi's still in the middle of her Paleo event. I need to start going through all this Pokemon stuff, start getting stuff ready for videos. Then I'm going to try and shoot for the next couple days. This week's going to be really busy at the casino. They have their 2-year anniversary at the casino, which is also on Easter Sunday, which I think is pretty funny. But they're going to be doing a lot of things there, so this weekend's going to be really, really busy. And I got a lot of late nights ahead, so hopefully it'll be all right. But it'll be fun to do. I've enjoyed doing that because I get paid the game now. I just need to find a gaming home up here in Terre Haute right now. Which actually, like I said, if anybody wants to ask anything else, by all means, about tap, I'll actually talk about that real quick because I really haven't talked about that because I had some people ask like if I found anywhere to game. Um, Lance, you have a good night, my friend. Thank you so much for watching, and I greatly appreciate the questions and all. And I hope I see you next time, brother. Um, but as far as the gaming scene up here in Terre Haute, Indiana, there's a few choices. There's Gone Lucid Games, which is right up in Clinton, which is a little bit north of here. It's about 30-minute drive. Nice shop, very small, but they are really doing some cool stuff with the community up there. I just don't get a chance to really get up there because of my schedule. Full Moon Games, I try. So Full Moon, and I'll go into a little bit of this. So Full Moon, I went up there and they just got renovated and everything. They have a real nice store. They have a great selection on everything. Prices can be a little bit up there, but they're doing really good stuff. The player community on the other hand, unfortunately, um, could have been better experiences. Um, so if I go up there and I'm planning on meeting people, I'm able to meet with a couple people, have some fun. I was able to talk to a few of the Lorcana peeps while I was there at one point. But I tried going to a Magic event, and this was some time ago. And it was right after Tarkir Dragonstorm. And I built a 5 color dragon deck, and it was just for fun. I wanted to play in the store championship because I haven't played in tournaments in a long time. And I went up there and I was signed up and all. And I was just sitting there and I was messing with my deck and make sure I had my sideboard and all. And I had one player come up to me and go, "Hey, your name's David." And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, what you playing?" I told them, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna lose to me. You're gonna lose to my mono burn." Da, 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 da. And I was like, it wasn't even in a joking fashion. It was just like matter of fact. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how it goes. And then I had my first round matchup, which went to game three. I lost. I was fine with that, no problem. But then I went outside to take a breather and get some fresh air. And then he came out there, talked to his friends, and they asked, "Hey, how'd your first round go?" And he went, "Oh, I beat that," and used some colorful language. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I haven't really been back there since. I'll stop by on occasion to buy something, but I don't game there. There's a place called Low Key Comics and Games, which nice place, nice people that own it and all. Great prices on product. They sell the singles really well priced. Seal product, Pokemon, a little bit high, but you know what? It is what it is. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, but they don't have nowhere to play. So unfortunately for me right now, as far as and Weathertop, same thing. Weathertop is going through a lot of changes. They do more Warhammer and tabletop miniatures, not really much with card games anymore. So as far as being able to get any gaming in, like finding a gaming home, um, I don't have one up here, and it's been one of those things that has been a change from back in Roanoke, which is hard to believe we've been up here for about a year now. Not having a chance to be able to go to a game store at night and just hang out and have fun. Now I might try Full Moon again at some point for Commander. Maybe if things switch around and we switch this from being Mondays to Tuesdays so I can go to their Commander nights on Mondays. I don't know. But it's just that first. I've always been one where first impressions mean a lot to me. And that play group for Magic definitely took it out of me on that up at Full Moon. So hopefully I'll be able to find a cool gaming home at some point down the line. And I found some great stores outside of town. Elephant Moon in Indianapolis, Indiana is a great store. Love the way it looks. It looks like you're walking into an old D&D tavern. There's also Collector's Emporium, which I mentioned earlier. They do the Collector Paloozas. Used to be known as Pokapalooza, but they had to change the name. But they have a really nice store up there. Excellent prices on their Pokemon product and on all their other products and everything. And plus, they sell vinyls. So I know where I'm sending Joey this year when he goes to Gen Con. He may need to drive north so he can go to that record shop. There's I think Game Master Games or Grandmaster Games one. It's in Indianapolis. There's several others, but they're like an hour and a half away. I don't really have anywhere close that I can do. Go to a local game store here, but I got plenty of options outside of here, thankfully, to go and check out some stores. There's still many more to check out. So, but I think we're gonna end the stream here for tonight. So let me go ahead and sorry, Jack. I'm just gonna do that there. We'll end the stream tonight. I'll start getting stuff worked on. And I just want to thank y'all for watching and joining us this week, as always. Appreciate you letting me ramble on about a lot of different things. And if you want, definitely leave in the comments below what you think. And if you have any questions, ask them. I'll be more than glad to answer them next week. But thank you all for checking the stream out. Make sure to spread the word. The House Hitch Gaming is here for gaming, and doing these live streams has been pretty cool, and being able to answer some questions on occasion and just being able to rant a little bit and talk freely. So it's been a whole lot of fun being able to do that. But thank you all so much for checking out the stream, checking out the channel, and for supporting us. And until next time.